What's up, everybody, and thank you for taking the time to watch the video. So this is the very first episode with my good friend Virgil Brooks that I am going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a series of some of these episodes or maybe another podcast, who knows. But what I want to do is I want to ask you, the fan, 5 questions, right? When did you fall in love with baseball? Your traditions, why baseball, things like that. 5 questions and 5 questions only, just so that way we get to know more about you and why baseball is such a mainstay in your life. Okay, just like it is in mine and many other friends. So that's the goal. On this episode, you'll see my good friend Virgil. We're talking about how he fell in love with the game of baseball, some of the traditions, it was a fun, enlightening episode because I never really knew exactly how he fell in love with baseball. Like for me, it was different, right? Than maybe you or somebody else. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you're interested in coming on the podcast, let's call it podcast for right now. If you're interested in being part of this, slide into my DMs and then let me know that you're interested in doing this, and then we'll go from there. All right, and enjoy the episode. All right, well, welcome everybody to another episode of Data Chronicles, or should I call this 5 questions to ask a baseball fan? I don't know. We'll find out. And with me, actually, my name is Ed, also known as the Deadhead. I forget about my own intro sometimes. But with me is my good friend. We broke the streak, guys. The streak has been broken. It's the producer, Mr. Virgil Brooks, man. How are you doing, my friend?
You have finally run out of guests. You have to call me to do this.
I had to go into the bullpen, pull to bring you in.
Oh man, it's so good to finally be here. I believe it's all I've been missing.
It's what? It's what it is. This is what we do right now. So we had to get you in, Virgil.
Yes.
My friend, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Okay, I want to know a couple of things from you. This is going to be nothing but baseball related, so I want to ask you 5 questions. Okay.
Okay.
And the very first question that I'm going to ask you is, when did you personally, Virgil, fall in love with baseball?
So I'm not going to be one of these people that said, "Oh, I fell in love with baseball when I was like 3 years old." That's not my story. I fell in with baseball a lot later. Actually, I would say the time it happened for me was probably after high school.
Mm-hmm.
For a graduation trip, my uncle took me on a 10-day Major League Baseball road trip.
Oh.
So, but beforehand, like I've been to a few Orioles games because he lives in the DC area.
Okay.
But I got to go there and I enjoyed that. And so he used to do Major League road trips.
Mm.
And so he said, "I'm going to take you on one of my big ones I've done." So I went there, and in 10 days, it was the Phillies, Cardinals, Brewers, White Sox, Tigers, the Reds, Indians, and the Pirates.
You got some good ballparks there, dude.
So, yeah, that's not bad for somebody who's never really traveled beforehand. So just being part of that made me really fall in love with the game, because not only got to see a lot of great baseball, a lot of good players. I mean, I got to see Randy Johnson pitch against the Pirates almost he had a complete game, and it was a complete game loss actually.
Oh.
He gave up 2 back-to-back home runs, but watching that was still fun. And then when I kind of got back home from that, I went to more Stars games because of that.
Mm.
And then, that became its own thing. For minor league baseball, though, it started about in 2006 when I went to the Southern League All-Star game down in Montgomery.
Really? Because,
yes, they had the because at the time, like I was still watching when I was going to Stars games at the time, I still wasn't sure what minor league baseball was. I was still thinking it was players that will never make it.
Correct.
Instead of realizing that these are players trying to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And all it took was seeing Joey Votto play for Chattanooga and realize all the hype around him, and it's like, okay, this guy's a big deal. He's being treated as like the next big thing. And once I realized that's what minor league baseball was,
mm-hmm.
I was hooked.
That's cool, dude. I like that. That's pretty cool. that to really get introduced to be a fan of baseball on a road trip like that, that's pretty cool. I like that.
It's also, if you think about it, it's kind of risky because I could have gone, man, I hate this.
Right. And then you
But,
would have been 10 days of just pure hatred of the baseball game and never like, no, I don't want to do this ever again.
right. But no, that and the traveling aspect was, I enjoyed a lot.
And then you guys, it was an actual legit road trip. Like you guys, like in a car, drove and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, there was only one travel day between Philadelphia and St. Louis, but after that, it was a new city every day.
That's cool. I like that a lot. I like it. I like it. All right. How has baseball changed your life?
Well, I mean, every time I do the show on Tuesdays and Thursdays,
Right.
I kind of look back and think about how I was before I found social media.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like I was just kind of like the guy who, didn't really have anybody to talk to about minor league baseball, and just kind of, I thought I was not the only one that did something like this, but it was very rare to find other people. And really
Mm.
being introduced to that, meeting the community, meeting all these great people, yourself included. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a whole nother set of friend groups. Like it's almost like a secondary support group. And it's nice to see and meet other people with interests like that, with like the hat collecting and the mini helmet collecting I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just to find people. Everyone's so nice and everyone's so great. It's just nice to have a group like this.
I find it that when it comes to sports, and I could be wrong, right? But like the one sport that has been to me been the most supportive as far as fandom is concerned has been baseball to me.
Mhm.
Because I don't think you can find something like this in football or basketball, or heck, even hockey. And I love hockey. You know what I mean? Baseball, like specifically minor league baseball, and the collectors that we have met, along all these years, like has been one of those things where it's like, man, this is cool.
Yeah. And also, another thing that I feel like has changed for me is just the amount of traveling that I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just going from certain towns that I never thought I would end up, I'm not going to say like avoiding, but like towns I would never think about going to. And like,
Just so you can go watch a baseball game.
so I can go to a baseball game because I remember talking with when I was first doing road trips by myself,
Mm-hmm.
talking to some of my coworkers, and they're saying like asking where I'm going, and they're thinking like, oh, you're just going to say Chicago or Milwaukee, or oh, maybe he's going to say St. Louis. It's like, no, I'm going to Peoria, going to going to Cedar Rapids, and like they're all great cities, but they're cities you would never really think about unless you had a reason to go.
Mm-hmm.
And even one of the favorite things that happens when I go to the hotel rooms, and sometimes they ask why I'm here. I says, "Oh, I'm on a baseball trip," and they're like, "You stopped here?"
Yeah.
It's
You
like,
guys have
"Yeah,
a minor league
you
team
guys are a
here?
minor league team." So it's always people always amazed by that. So yeah, that's always a nice little thing to add.
Yeah. That's cool. You're right. You're right. Because even with our corporate media meetup, right? Like, I mean, we go to different parts of the US. Like, yeah, granted, this year we're going to Chicago, but like, Minnesota, North Carolina, right? There's no major league team in North Carolina, but there's a bunch of minor league baseball teams here, right? So, and then people that meet across the United States, that you get to meet cool people all the time while watching minor league baseball.
Right.
So, all right. Okay. Tell me what's give me some memories, like your favorite baseball memories that like just has stuck with you all these years.
Well, we already talked about the Southern League All Star Game in 2006.
Yep.
So they had a home run derby with that, and then also just the game itself. And what made that game kind of special were two things. One, I immediately regretted scorekeeping it. I don't know why I did that. I wish I could go back in time and say, "Don't do this. You're going to regret
Right.
it." But then also, that was when I first started meeting some of the characters. They used to have like the San Diego Chicken and all that, and I think San Diego Chicken came to Huntsville once, but they had Myron Noodleman. I don't know if you remember that name or not.
Mm-mm.
He's called the Clown Prince of Baseball, I believe.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
He was in Bull Durham.
But yes, yeah. I remember seeing him down at the the Southern League game in Montgomery.
That's cool, dude.
And I do not know if I have it anymore, but it's here somewhere in the house. There is a picture with me and him that I really,
That's
really enjoyed.
awesome.
So yeah, that's one of my earliest memories with minor league baseball. One of the greatest moments that I remembered, I've talked about this on Baseball Bucket List before, the solar eclipse game in Bowling Green in 2017. So they had a game at 10:35 in the morning because they were in the 100% totality of the solar eclipse that year.
Mm.
And so we got eclipse glasses, and the game actually finished before the whole thing was covered, but we got to go on the field and watch it, and that was a memory I'll never forget.
That's cool. Cool as shit, dude.
Oh yeah. Another one, really, the first Trash Panda game, the home opener, the first season opener, the stadium opening, all that. It felt like I was in a movie almost.
Really?
Like, none of it felt real. It's like it's like when the Stars left, I did a lot of traveling, and the anticipation, the buildup of having a local team again. Like, I bought season tickets like the first day they were available. I was there for the team naming. I was there for the logo reveal. I was there for the uniform reveal. Like, I was locked in.
So you from the very get-go, you were it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, this is my team.
Exactly. I was locked in. And then when you go to the game, it's like the buildup, and then it somehow surpasses your expectations already.
Interesting.
And it's like I almost had sensory overload because I just couldn't believe it was happening.
That's cool, man. That's pretty cool, right? Like you were there from the very beginning, buying season tickets. Like you said, the logo reveal. I mean, I've never done anything like that. Like been there for like the revealing of a brand new team. You know what I mean? So that's cool that you're able to do that.
Yeah. Well, I said when the Stars left, if the team ever came back, I was gonna go all in with it, and I stuck to that.
I'm very happy that they do some Huntsville Star stuff.
I do too. That was one of the things I wasn't sure if they were going to lean into that or not. But they talked about the first giveaway was they had a concession stand named All Stars, and it actually has the stars, like a little Stars logo motif to it.
Yeah.
And then, then they had the throwback nights for the Stars nights. And this year they're doing the milestone anniversary. It's either the 50th or the 40th. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's the 40th.
Huntsville Stars.
Huntsville Stars. So they're getting a lot of 40th, and they're getting a lot of players to come back for that. So that's going to be nice to see.
That's cool, dude. I like that a lot. All right. Question number 4. You ready?
Yes.
All right. What's a baseball tradition or ritual or rituals?
So I actually had to change some of mine recently.
Really?
Because whenever I go to a new place, I usually got it, like, in lack of a better term, I speed ran the stadium. Like,
okay.
I went to the team store, I got my beer, got my food.
Got your merch, yeah.
Got my merch because I wanted to sit down when they were doing the rosters to write them down my scorebook.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I'm thinking about it, it's like, that's really not practical. Like, you're really missing out on a lot more things you could really have a chance to look at. So I decided to not really do that part and actually get a chance to walk around. Something I will do at a new ballpark, if possible, I do 3 laps around the concourse.
Specifically 3 laps. Why 3?
Because I feel like with 3 laps, you can catch everything that you missed the first 2 laps.
Okay. All right. Talk to me. I like this.
And also by doing that, it gives me a chance to kind of get my steps in. And then apparently 3 laps is the right amount of numbers. If you do like 4 or 5 for me, that's when I start getting like, it almost like it's redundant, or I start like sweating.
Okay.
All that.
Getting bored with it. I got you.
Get bored with it. So do that. And then I will seek out local beer.
Really?
Yeah. I know people usually like to do food. Like the special food items. I'm kind of more finding the local breweries, especially ones I haven't heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to try their stuff out, and then maybe hopefully go there while I'm still there, either before or after probably after the game or the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Food, I used to do ice cream helmets. I've stopped that because it's just I was collecting too many things.
Dude, you and me both. You and me both. I had to stop. I had to stop.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's God. I remember when I first went to games, it was got to get a program, got to get a hat, got to get an ice cream helmet.
Mm,
Used to be souvenir cups, but that kind of died down. So, and programs they don't really do anymore besides online.
yeah.
So it's like I'd rather just stick with hats, go with quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
But no, usually when the game starts, I'm just in the seat doing my books. So I try to
I
get
like
everything done beforehand.
And that's a tradition all on its own. Your scorekeeping.
Yeah, that's this is my 20th year doing it. So I'm surprised. Honestly, I'm surprised it stuck. I thought I'd be bored with it at some point, but it's never been boring for me.
No?
No.
Why do you like it?
The answer I always give is it makes me see the game differently.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is usually there are certain things that you'll kind of pick up on while scorekeeping, and also you get to see the progression of the game while it's going on.
Right.
Like you'll see this player will always swing on the third pitch, regardless if it's two strikes or two balls, whatever. Or hey, this guy's getting close to a cycle. This guy is getting close to four strikeouts, a 4K strikeout game. Just kind of just watch the progressions of when a pitcher is fatiguing. You can kind of tell with how much more pitches he has to go through. Pitch counts is one thing I started keeping track of recently too, and so it's just kind of nice. And also, and always there will be people, regardless of a scoreboard being there or not, that will ask you questions.
Interesting. So it's a good talking point, piece that like you're able to meet people at that
Yeah,
point because you're scorekeeping. They want to ask you questions about it.
right. Now, the thing that I do not understand personally, and I get this quite a bit, I am asked if I'm a scout.
Yeah, I'll be honestly, I can see that.
Yeah,
You don't see a lot of fans. I mean, I know of two for sure people that score keep. You and Kelly,
yeah, yeah.
right? Like I know for a fact that both of you like score keep the whole game.
I almost feel like it's I'm not gonna say a dying art, but I do feel like a lot of people don't do it as much anymore.
I have my wife tells us like I kind of have like a small amount of ADD on this one, ADHD. I get distracted too fast, and because I pay attention to other things other than I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I just couldn't do it. You got to have something about it. Has to be something that gravitates you. I just couldn't do it. I tried. I really did. I even downloaded an app just so I can start doing it on the app, and I failed. Like,
see, some people have asked me about doing it on apps before, and it's not the same.
mhm.
But the biggest question I get about it is, or the biggest reaction is, I do it in pen.
That's you're a brave man.
That's how I was taught. I was taught in pen, so I tried pencil before, and it fades pretty quick
Uh huh.
on those books. So I've stuck to using pens. So if I make mistakes, I which is very rare and never ever happens. But if it does happen, I have to I do creative markings, we'll just say, with it.
Yeah, I got you. I can see that. I can see that. That's pretty cool, man. I like that. And then you keep all of the score sheets, right?
Yes, I keep all the books and I do a spreadsheet, basically a player database of all the players I have recorded in my books. Just kind of,
Wow.
I like to track and see which ones actually make it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a nice thing. I update that every year after the season.
Good for you, man. That's awesome. That's some next level fandom right there.
It's a definitely a commitment. There's always new things I want to add to it, and then I realize I don't have enough time for that.
And I noticed that when, because obviously you're the producer of our, That Hat Chronicles sports show every Tuesday and Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern time, just, make sure it's on YouTube.
Get that plug.
Um, you like the how I just,
Oh yeah,
that's pretty good. But like for you, it fits because you're the data person, right? Like you like doing that. And then when we throw things at you, I can hear the keyboard to working. I'm like, this dude is searching it right away. We don't even have to ask anymore. You know where we're going with this, and you're just like there.
yeah. The moment a topic comes up, even if it's just one time, I already have at
some
least
data on it.
two things open that can hopefully answer the question.
That's awesome. I love that. You have been an amazing addition to the show. It has been absolutely wonderful to
I'm
have
just
you
glad I'm
on.
able to contribute to it. Honestly, the way I have, I've really enjoyed. I feel like I found my place on it.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. Like the show would not be the show without you at this point. Like you know, you can't leave it. You're stuck forever. You know what I mean? Yeah. You say you're done. You know what I mean? We're all of it. It's like we all contribute something different to this, and it's just you gotta have it. You know. So I love it. All right. Last question. Are you ready for this, my friend?
Yes, I am.
All right. Why baseball?
Why baseball?
So yeah, why baseball and not other sports? Like, but it had to be baseball. So why baseball?
Baseball for me, I cannot think of another sport where you can travel to relatively close to a different city
Hmm.
and then see something completely different than what you've just seen before playing the same sport.
Hmm.
Like, we go
Talk to
to,
me.
well, think about it, we go to, I have Rocket City here.
Yep.
I can go down to Birmingham, go down to Montgomery next day, and in Montgomery, I'm watching some guy with a biscuit launcher.
Yep. Ooh, that
I
sounds
can
delicious too.
definitely. I go down to Pensacola later on and see the Blue Angels flying over a game, over by a beachside. I can just go to these smaller towns that I feel like you don't really think about going to, like I said earlier, and catch their experiences. Because I feel like each game, each place you go to, there's going to be something different that you're going to
Hmm.
see because they're always going to have a little bit of local flavor involved in there. Like even on the road trip I'm about to do over in Michigan, going to Lansing, going to Kalamazoo, Western Michigan, there's going to be so many different things I would never possibly even have seen before at a Trash Panda game.
Yep. Yep.
And I
Yep.
feel like there may could other sports. I don't know what other sport could probably produce that.
You're right. You're right. I mean, we go baseball. It's all over the United States. Like it's listen. Everybody's like, "Oh, NFL is America's sport." It's not, man. I still think that baseball is still America's sports because it's played everywhere.
Exactly.
You know, like minor league baseball. Heck, even with me, you know what I mean? I've been like how excited I've been that I've been playing Sandlot baseball, right? And like I'm 43 years old and I'm having a ton of fun, right? And you can't do that in football or anything like that, or even basketball. You got minor league, you got G League, but like you know,
Well, I feel like maybe with hockey, with the AHL, EHL,
yeah, that's as close,
different leagues, that could be close. But I
right?
mean, I look at like football, college football in a
Mm-hmm.
way. College football, if you have like the FCS schools, they're not going to play every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually for me, it has to be at that kind of level because I feel like with minor league baseball, and yes, I know Major League has kind of taken over a lot of the stuff with
True.
that. But I
Yeah,
feel like it hasn't lost the flavor of what it is. It hasn't gone fully. It's
that
not a corporate
essence.
feeling. Yeah, the essence is still there.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Like I mean, I that's why. But I want to ask this question to everybody, right? I mean, this specific 5 questions, but that last one, I want to end it with that one because I believe, and you and me were talking offline is you are also like me. You're intrigued at what people are gonna answer when they ask that question,
Oh yeah, I'll be curious which way people go with that.
right? Because there could be so many different ways. Heck, every single one of these questions are going to be something different. Like, because everybody's experiences are different than yours.
No, exactly. Like I said, I feel like I'm in a little unique situation because I don't really have any major league stories or major league team to follow because
Yep.
like most of the people I know like most people talk to they were fans of major leagues and then they became minor league fans. I'm kind of like almost the opposite.
Yeah. Well, hell, you don't even technically have a major league team.
No, which
Yeah.
annoys some people on the show.
It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, but I think it's hilarious that, some people, we're not going to name those names,
No.
make sure you turn in, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern time, just saying. Because some people does like, you need a team. I think, and then also we have given, I think we kind of pseudo gave you a team just for the heck of it, you know?
I think it's a revolving door at this point.
Right. At this point, like you really don't have a set team. We'll
No.
see what next week's team is going to be that you're going to
Because
supposedly we gave you.
I said the Brewers because that's a lot of the former Stars players, especially on their playoff run, were playing for that team.
Right.
But then even you said he didn't sound fully convinced on that, so I think it's going to change next week probably.
Yeah, I'm not fully convinced that you are like a truly like, you know, rooting for the Brewers at this point. So we'll see.
I have been to that ballpark, so I can say that at least.
That's what's Coors Field, right? No.
Miller Park. Or
Miller
whatever.
Park.
It's Miller Park when I went. I don't know what it is now.
Yeah, it's a different name now. Everyone, you know, the corporate. That's the corporatization of, you know, the game. So, Virgil, thank you so much for doing this, dude. I appreciate that. You are the first person on this podcast or show or YouTube. I don't know where it's going to go, but it's going to go somewhere. But you're the first person that I'm asking these questions, and thank you so much for this, man.
No, thank you for having me, and thank you for thanking me for about being the first person. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. You're the first person I thought about when I wanted to ask these questions, and then we'll go from there. Where can people find you on socials?
So I am on Twitter and Instagram as Lost Gumble. I will usually post pictures of my hats that I wear at the games, along with my scorebook for that game going on. I do have some road trips coming up, so I'll be more active during those times. But yeah, if you like just hats and scorebooks, find me there.
I love it. And I'll make sure to put those socials on the show notes so that way people can follow you. Make sure you follow me. I am the Data216. I am on Instagram. I am on Threads, Facebook. I'm also on YouTube, Data Chronicles. All you have to do that. And then on Twitter as well. So we'll see who the next person is. If you're interested, if you have listened to this episode, and if you are interested in coming on, send me a message, and then we will find some time to get you on. Virgil, thanks so much, my friend.
Thank you very much.